Morgan?
Thanks, Z. How's Rassie? How's Evan? Nice shine you've got going there, Evan. Rassie, how easy was it to go with consistency for this week, which you guys are labeling as a final?
No, not easy. We would have liked to, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 changes in the team, and probably a guy like Ox had missed out last week, and Bongi was away with some family illness there. Grant was injured, and yeah, Jesse was probably a change with what Argentina brings in terms of the backline and the speed and the way they really open up the game. So we would love to give Andre a chance, and obviously Franco is not here, and same with Faf, same with Mapimpi. So yeah, we would have loved to do that, but we thought, only 2 days of training, maybe just 2 training sessions, you can't change too much. So I guess that played a big role. But we tend to think we're a squad of 40 players, and we can interchange. But with just 2 days of training, that wasn't too easy to do.
Kaniso? Kaniso?
You can keep it for now. I'll come back later.
Nathan?
Thank you very much, Z. Good day, gentlemen. Rassie, just based off what we've seen over the past season with the inclusion of Tony, how much freedom have you given players like Mani, Damian Willemse, and Sacha to express themselves?
Yeah, I think when we lost to Australia, when we were 22-0 up, people tended to think maybe it looks like, obviously, and we understand that we're giving too much freedom. And I think we just don't coach per department. We try to think that the defense complement the attack, and the attack the kicking game, and all of the other things, set phases and so on. So it's definitely not something that changed dramatically in the last 3 games. Since Tony's been with us, he's trying to find. We're all trying to find the balance between. We're all obviously chasing the perfect game, and last Saturday wasn't the perfect game. I mean, 60 minutes into the game. The game was actually in the balance, but I think the way the set phases go and the way the defense went, eventually guys could use the individual skills within the structure. So we definitely don't box them in, but different players got different skill sets. When Andre is playing, we don't tell him exactly how to play. The same when Grant's playing or Sacha is playing. So I don't think there's a shift in that in terms of our mindset.
Kaniso?
Thank you very much, Zina. Rassie, good afternoon, gentlemen. Rassie, you generally change teams from game to game with bigger plans in mind, with tours and stuff. But have you probably arrived at somewhere you think is your what you'd call your first choice side?
No, definitely not. We just have 2 days of training. We only arrived on Monday, and last night we only did team announcement last night. We have a training session today and tomorrow. So no, this is definitely not our strongest team.
Sammy?
Thanks, Ina. Hi, guys. Rassie, just if you look at your kicking strategy, it's really sharpened your threat, especially over the last 2 games. A lot of kicking out of hand, ball out of hand, which would put the ball behind the opposition. I see they predict quite a bit of wind, quite bad wind on Saturday. Would that mean you would adopt a more ball in hand kind of approach?
We're not sure what the weather will do on Saturday. Today it's a beautiful day. It's warm. The pitch is great. It feels really like South African conditions, and obviously it can change in a heartbeat. But whatever the weather, we played in Cape Town when it was raining against Barbarians. We played in New Zealand when we were 14-0 down, and then it started raining. So I guess I hope I don't sound like a broken record, but we try to play the situation, the scoreboard, what's on the scoreboard well, and what we have to change. So Argentina is fantastic in the air, and in the first half I think they won the aerial battle hands down, and only in the second half we really started mastering that a little bit more. I do know we kicked about 15 kicks more than them, but it resulted also in tries. Yeah, so no, I don't think the wind or if it rains, obviously it makes a massive difference. But we had the wind at, where did the wind blow? Was it so? It was in Durban. We also had the pretty windy situation, and in Auckland. No, we don't plan to kick more.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ina. Eben, this one's for you. Naturally, this is Argentina's home game, home fixture, but Twickenham, is pretty much a home game for the Springboks as well, with the amount of South Africans, the number of South Africans that are there. Is that something that just kind of adds value for the Springbok players, knowing that they'll have and enjoy so much more support as well at Twickenham?
Yeah, obviously last time we played here against a neutral team was the All Blacks, and there was quite a few South Africans. But yeah, we don't go in the week talking about how much support there will be for us or not for us. We just try to focus on the task at hand. Obviously, we know what's at stake, so yeah, we're going to put it into training sessions this week, and hopefully we get a great result this weekend. And if there's a lot of South African supporters, then obviously that's a massive bonus. But yeah, that's definitely not something we talk about or hoping there's going to be a lot of South African supporters. We just want to arrive on Saturday and play a great test match.
Ronaldo? Ronaldo? Dis hy mooi kry. Justin has asked. Jacques van Heerden?
Hello, Rassie. Hello, Eben. Rassie, my question's for you. Before the Wellington test this year, you said it was almost a 24-hour-a-day job just to keep the belief going, to make sure the players believe that they can win in Wellington. Is it a little bit different this week after such a brilliant performance, where it's almost a 24-hour-a-day job just to make sure you keep the players humble and hungry and grounded? And then just a cheeky second question, Rassie. World Cup possibly coming to South Africa in 2035. Rassie and Eben, are you guys maybe keen to extend your playing and coaching careers by another 10 years?
The second question, I don't know what's a tongue-in-cheek answer, but I don't think either of us will last that long till 2035. It would be great if that happened. Not us, I mean, that it comes to South Africa, but I don't think we'll be around still then. And your first question was, sorry?
Sorry, it was just about keeping the players humble and hungry and grounded after such a great win.
No, I think history has shown, when we lost 57-0 to New Zealand, the next weekend, I'm talking about 2017 or 16, I can't remember. The next weekend the score was 14-12, or with 2 points. 2 points at Newlands. We know how things can turn around. We lost to New Zealand by 7 points in Auckland, and the next week we gave 40 to them. So, luckily it's not the players who's writing themselves up and who's making a hell of a fuss about themselves. It's people, and it's great, and we love the support, and we appreciate the media on what they do. But the reality is, you're going to play against an Argentinian team who will be hurting. And we know when we've been hurting, I will pitch up the next week. So, and I also think with having players like Eben and Sia, Pieter-Steph, I can name Ox, a lot of guys that's really experienced. I don't think we'll fall into the trap to think we all of a sudden. It was far from a perfect game. There were brilliant performances, but I don't think if we lose this game, it would not be because we think we're the business. That we'll make sure of.
John?
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello.
If I've got my maths correct, I think you've had 28 different try scorers this year. Just looking at it generally, with one game of the Rugby Championship to go, how pleased are you with the way that the squad's evolved, both in terms of the depth and in terms of the attack, and how many different threats you've got?
I didn't know that set. That's interesting. I'm not sure how many of our forwards and how many of our backs and so on. But we try to do things together, and again, We're feeling for a few guys who can't get the opportunity just because it's really a bit of a short turnaround, and we had to get some clearance on a few injured players today, and we really only could confirm the team about an hour ago after the training session to go through that. So it's nice with chopping and changing. Eventually chopping and changing become normal and combinations start to click really fast. Then it's Damian and Canan and Jesse and Damian, Gaza and Canan. Then it's Ethan, and then it's Mapimpi, and then Eben and Ergien. So I think if you keep on doing it, then somewhere it's going to become a little bit normal. So I guess that's why we had some stop-start games where we didn't do so well for periods of time. But in total, I really think I'll except from the second half versus Australia in the first game, and I think the first half versus New Zealand in Auckland, I thought we were always building and getting a little bit better and firing shots in all departments. I didn't know 28 different players scored a try. So, well, we lost 2 matches, and we still got, after this one, another 5 were really tough tour. So, yeah, as long as we get better and we're firing shots and some of them hits the target, that's awesome. So yeah, that stat of 28 I didn't even know about. So it's getting there, but we still far off.
Like I said, hopefully my maths is correct.
No, all good. You might be.
Dankie Zina, kan ek al Afrikaans vra net aan die einde?
100%, hy's reg.
Okay, dankie. My vraag is vir Eben. Eben, jy het al baie bereik in jou loopbaan, jou toetsloopbaan. Wat sal dit vir jou beteken as jy Saterdag die kampioenskap tweede agtereenvolgende keer kan wen?
Nee, Cobus, ek dink dit sal ongelooflik wees vir ons as 'n groep. Ek dink ons het al as 'n span saam onder Coach Rassie al baie dinge bereik, maar een ding wat ons nog nooit in Suid-Afrikaanse geskiedenis bereik het, is om die Rugby kampioenskappe 2 jaar aan mekaar te wen. So is natuurlik 'n groot uitdaging vir ons, een wat great sal wees as ons dit kan regkry. Maar ja, makliker gesê as gedoen. Ons weet Argentina hulle gaan kwaad wees Saterdag, hulle gaan terugkom met baie haat, as ek dit so kan stel, met die resultaat van verlede Saterdag. Maar ek ben ons het ook self gesê, selfs op ons net gaan terugsit, ons gaan ook nog probeer beter speel, nog 'n beter vertoning Saterdag lewer om seker te maak ons kan hierdie ding wen vir die eerste keer 2 jaar agter mekaar.
Brendan? Stian?
Sorry, just trying to find the mic button. Sorry, Rassie, just want to check, you guys on Saturday were talking about obviously some injury niggles, and I know you've got that policy that if somebody doesn't train on a Monday, I just want to check everybody's fine, and everybody, I think it was Ethan, Cheslin, Damian, and I can't remember who else it was, but those 3 at least, all good.
Yeah, we didn't train yesterday because we only arrived. So, we moved to Tuesday. If everybody could train on Tuesday, we're talking about the first day of the week normally. And everybody that we dotted down here trained. So obviously Ox was out of an injury, but he had a week to recover and he's fine now. Bongi was, as I said, with his family, that was a bit ill. Grant had a niggle last week, so he's fine. And then putting Jesse in and Andre out is, again, as I say, more for the respect of the speed we think New Zealand have. So, and I don't know what's Damian Willemse. He was having more of a nerve problem than an actual hamstring, and that's cleared up nicely. Yeah, so, and Cheslin had a shoulder, but that turned out to be fine.
Guys, we can take only 2 more Afrikaans questions because there's been very little Afrikaans, and then we have to switch off the link. So, Justin, is jy Afrikaans?
Asseblief, Zina. Rassie, hierdie eens vir jou. Net in terme van die span keuse, net hoe moeilik was dit vir jou, soos jy gesê het, min tyd wat natuurlik jy gehad het om voor te berei vir die volgende toets, maar dit en natuurlik die betering wat jy moet nou ook aangedink het?
Ja, moeilik om 'n span te kies. Dit raak elke week moeiliker. En ons wil graag, ek het gister na die wedstryd minute gekyk van die ouens en Obviously ou soos Fak wat net 45 minute gespeel het, maar dan 'n ou soos Krappies wat regtig goed gespeel het, toe hy opgekom het en regtig goed gespeel het. Maar dan Grant is weer terug en hy gee ons 'n bietjie meer opsies op die vleuel en op 9. So nee, is 'n baie moeilike span om te kies. Is jammer van Sous, ongelukkig het hy bietjie familie tragedie daar. En dan dink ons Sous ook 'n kans wou gee, obviously. En ek dink aan die ander kant, die ou soos Handrey, baie mense sal sê maar hoekom speel Handrey nie? Is 10-1 en dis 'n bietjie van 'n waagstuk natuurlik nie, oor ons dink die ander ons kan dit nie doen nie, maar ons dink wat Sacha en Mani uit hierdie game kan leer, wat ons weet Handrey kan doen, kan vir ons baat wees of baat vind daar uit in die toekoms. Ek lekker ervare ouens rondom hom met 'n ou soos Jessie wat van die bank afkom en so dis so. Ek dink die tyd wat ons gehad het oor dit so kort is om net 2 oefeninge en ons eers Sondag aand gevlieg het en Maandag aand hier aangekom het of Maandagmiddag hier oggend hier aangekom het, maar eers regtig vandag kon oefen. Dit was een van die redes. En dan trouens maar van die jonger ouens opbou dat hulle een stap na die volgende stap gaan. So laasweek was 'n baie vital game, net soos Auckland 'n vital game was, maar weet miskien kan Sacha nog leer uit die ene en ons weet 'n ou soos Handrey kan dit doen in so 'n situasie. So tykers of ouens Handrey offer bietjie op hierdie naweek, maar dan weet ons gaan ons vorentoe het ons miskien 3 ouens in een posisie wat dit moontlik vir ons onder druk kan doen.
Thank you guys. That concludes the online section.